let me be very clear. At the end of this webinar, you will learn a lot more things regarding resume tips. And by end of this webinar, I'll also share some bonus tip which will actually help you create your CV more professional way, and those things will come up later. So let's start. So today we will learn what is a CV or resume, whether there is a differences or not, do's and don'ts, what exactly they required, what are not required in your resume. Then we will learn what interviewers look for in your resume. And what is the structure of resume? Then we learn. I will show you some structures and will let you know what exactly it should be or how you can prepare a resume. Also, this topic is very much important. That is why I have included here COVID-19 tips for your resume. Okay, so we'll come up later. And the last but not the least is surprise bonus tip. Okay, so resume, job, and CV. So often we have heard, or maybe we have searched in Google and we have seen CV, resume, like this kind of words. So this CV and resume, whether there is any differences or not. So all these things you can definitely get in Google and you can search from anywhere else. But let's be very clear, there is no difference between CV or resume. CV and resume, only one difference is resume is very short and crisp. So it should be within 1 page or 2 pages max to max. But when it comes to CV, which people used to follow earlier, where a detailed description of your experience, your educational qualifications, and everything needs to be there. So that is called CV, curriculum vitae. And resume is the shorter version or the crisp version. So you can see there is a formula kind of thing. So what is resume exactly and what is job? So for resume, if you see what is a resume, for resume to have, you should have your education, your domain knowledge or the experience. But this domain knowledge and the experience will vary because it will vary for experienced person and for the freshers. Okay. Plus, if you have this, plus the specific keywords, promoting quality, or the structured format. So these three things is required, and combination of these two things will exactly help you get your resume crafted. Okay, so this why this I have mentioned as specific keywords, because we'll discuss later on in the later stage. So the specific keywords, promoting quality. So promoting quality means the resume is exactly your product, your own product. You are selling yourself to get a job. So that is why you should have some promoting quality. So we'll learn in the later stage. And the structured format, yes, definitely. Every people love a structured thing. So whenever we are working or maybe we are studying for something, so whenever we write during our exam time, so I guess you often heard from your seniors, your teachers, that write this answer in a structured way, or maybe using a bullet points. So it exactly help the other side, the other person, to understand things in a very clear manner. So that is why it's called structured format. So though there is no certified format for any CV or resume, but we can make it in a structured and clear way so that the interviewer tends to like or get attracted from your resume. So this is a resume. Now when it comes to job, only having resume will not give you a job. So you should have a resume and the interview skills. That combination will give you a job. Okay. So interview skills will learn later, maybe another webinar we can learn on. But today we will learn about the resume. Okay. So let's learn what exactly should be or shouldn't be. Okay. Here I have mentioned things which you can find, oh, this is very normal thing, but no, this is not normal. you can search in Google or maybe somewhere else that people can tell you, or you can find in Google that there are 3 types or 4 types of resumes, and maybe the traditional, creative, like this kind of resume. But frankly speaking, what I believe, there is no format, no traditional, no designing, no creative resumes. There is only one thing: create your resume in such a way that the interviewer will like your resume. It should be attractive. Attractive, and not in the sense you can you're adding pictures or something. It's not about the attractive kind, but attractive in the sense like it should be clear. Okay. So here just mention tools. So professional summary. Okay. For any resume, though for a fresher or maybe for experience, for anyone, professional summary is the very important segment where you are selling yourself. Okay. So professional summary, you can say like, yes, I have done this and this kind of experiences I have. So not like that. Professional summary is in the sense, so we'll see at the later stage. So professional summary will be, it's a quantitative way, not in a qualitative way. Okay, quantitative way in the sense, quantitative way is very much useful and helpful for experienced personnel, because when we say it's a quantitative, so we are mentioning the quantity. So what quantity? So we are mentioning the numbers. So if you see currently the situation in the market, the HR managers, maybe the talent acquisition managers or the recruiters, they do not have that much time to see all the resumes, because for any position, suppose there is an opening for marketing executive, and for that position, suppose 600 or 700 people has applied. So the recruiter or the talent manager will not have that much time to see all the 700 resumes. So currently there is a term ATS. It's an application tracking software. Okay, so through which the AI, it's all about AI. So artificial intelligence is gone beyond everything. So this AT has been mentioned that we need this kind of candidates, and you search this kind of resumes. So there is a program. So when this been informed to ATS, that ATS, the machine, which what will do? So that machine will check all the resumes that the ATS has received from the candidates, and by picking some keywords based on those the job criteria, to pick some keywords, and the matching keyword profile will be shortlisted for the interview round. So this is exactly what happens in ATS. So no managers and all used to see your CV, like whether you have mentioned these things or not, whether it's good or not. So keyword, that is why I have mentioned keyword is very much important. So in the professional summary is the area where you can actually apply the keywords, because those keywords will actually help you to get passed from ATS. Okay. So next is relevant skills to be prioritized. So definitely, though for freshers will also have some skills, maybe the Excel skill, communication skill, hardworking. So this kind of skills you can mention. For experience, it will be mostly related to domain knowledge, the domain skills, the other skills which I have mentioned. So the skills should be prioritized. Prioritized in the sense, like it's a reverse chronological order you have to mention. Suppose you are working for a marketing manager. So the skills which you are performing currently, so you need to mention those skills first, and then you continue with the other skills which you have. Then use clear and professional fonts in your resume when you write something. So always use a professional font and the professional font size. So when I mention professional font, in a Word, in a doc file, you will see there are a lot of fonts. So what exactly used in the offices or maybe in the organization is the Arial, Calibri, this kind of professional fonts been used. Georgia is also used, but only for the heading. And for heading, you can always use Times Now. It's a very important thing. And always use the font size. So there's a saying, the font size of the heading should be bigger than the rest of the part. I mean, if you have any subheading or something you are mentioning in a bullet point, those headings will be used less than that. So if you're using this average font size of a headline is 14, and you can mention the subheadings or the bullet points in 11 or 12 max to max. Okay, so resume 2 pages maximum. Yes, so when we say resume, so resume is very crisp and very shorter version. So we can always try to keep our resume max to max by 2 pages. But I recommend for freshers always make your resume, prepare your resume and close it within 1 page only. Do not go for any other things. For experienced personnel who have 4 and 5 years of experience, definitely they will need to mention their like levels and other things. So that's why it's 2 pages max to max 2 pages is allowed for a resume. Then comes reverse chronological order for education and professional experience. So first we have mentioned the professional summary, which is where you are selling yourself. Then we are coming up with relevant skills, which you have. We are mentioning the fonts, these total pages we have. Now it comes the education and the professional experience, which is very, very important in your resume. For freshers, education will always come at the top. I mean, after skills, education will come. And if you have any experience, maybe you have some part-time experience, and definitely you have an internship also. So that you can mention after your education segment. And always maintain this reverse chronological order. So for education, you mention your master degree, then your graduation, and your class 12. And for professional experience, for the recent experience which you had, that one, and then an order way you will mention. For a professional person who has 4 and 5 years of experience, for them, their professional experience will come first and then education will come. And in the education, for a experienced personnel, they need to mention the education which is the last, or I mean the final one. I mean, if someone has a doctorate, then that person can mention the PhD in this. And if that person is a master degree, that person can mention MBA or whatever degree that person has received. So that person can mention that. Not up till class 10, they need to mention, not required. Okay. And the font colors. So in a resume, it's very important to make the resume very clean and very professional way. So when I say professional way, I guess you have seen some resumes of a friend, or maybe online you have seen that on a resume you can find pictures or maybe favicons and maybe some different other colors that's reflecting on the resume. So those resumes are not kind of a professional look. So when I say professional look, the background should be always white, and you can mention 2 different colors max to max. So black is always considered, and with black you can mention any matching color, maybe a light green, maybe a yellow. So like this kind of color. So this yellow kind of color you can also mention with black. So it's a combination that you have to see, but is going with that color. Okay. So these are the things which is very important in our resume to mention. And next we'll understand what all things we do some mistakes and we shouldn't be including. So often I'll also be very much open. Like when I started my career during my college time, I also used to mention the pictures and objectives. I want to become a manager 5 years down the line, as an objective I used to mention. Then I also pasted my picture over there. So these things are not required. The mistakes which I have done, I do not want you to do same mistakes, and these things are not acceptable, also not required. So things which are not required, it's kind of unnecessary thing which we are like uploading, or maybe we are showing on our resume. So the objective of the picture is not required. Yes, for few profiles where like the face is actually matters, like for fashion designing, maybe for modeling, maybe for any front office. So where there is a requirement on the where there is a business requirement for picture, there only you can mention your or you can paste your picture, or you can keep it as a soft copy of the picture on your resume. Otherwise, no resume picture is required, and objective is also not required. Rather, you mention your professional summary. For freshers, it won't be a professional, but things which you have done in your internships, that you can mention as a professional, or maybe a kind of experience which you are bearing, and that can help that organization to grow, and you can contribute in that organization. That exactly matters. Then obviously the spelling and the grammar errors. So for that, I will recommend, there are a lot more softwares are there which you can use, but my favorite is Grammarly, which you can install on your laptop or maybe the computer. So it works for both Microsoft and for other for other like emails and all. So you can check out there, and you can definitely take the help of Grammarly. There comes a like free version only. So free version is much better, not required to go for any premium versions. Okay, so then comes the first person pronouns. So when I say avoid first person pronouns, means when you write a resume, whenever you will write a resume, we like what exactly we should do. I have, so we mentioned I have near about 5 years of experience, and I have done this things, and I have gained knowledge from this things. So this we need to avoid. We need to avoid I, me, this kind of things we need to avoid. So we can rather mention having an experience of having 5+ years of experience into this field, then developed a team of 5 professionals. So like this we can mention. Instead of saying I have a 5 years of experience, we can mention having a 5 years of experience. So this will look in a much better way, in a professional way. Okay. So then comes the references, a doc file, and the name format. So what exactly it is? So references exactly I have seen. So till now I do not know the exact count, but near about 800 to 900 resumes I have checked during my tenure. So there I found for both freshers and experienced personals, somewhere they used to mention the references. So it's not required. The references will only be needed when there is any background verification is happening, when you have joined the organization and your HR manager is asking you for any references to check about the background of that candidate. So it's not required to mention on your resume. Then the doc file. So whenever like you share your resume with any HR professional or with any organization for applying the job, you should always prepare your resume file in a PDF format that looks much professional. Never share your file in doc format. Okay, because the format changes sometimes. Maybe in your computer it's showing something, but when that person will open the file, it will show something different. So unnecessarily you will be losing that opportunity. So always better to like go ahead with PDF file. Name format. So when now you have converted your doc file into a PDF file, now it's also important to show that you are a very professional kind of person. So when you type a name on that PDF file, you can mention your first name underscore last name dash or underscore resume, or maybe first name last name with a bit of spacing, and after last name you can mention underscore resume. That looks much professional. So I have received resumes like Simran C50235.pdf. So this is not professional. I mean, that person has definitely converted that file into a PDF. Somewhere from that person have converted, and that person has attached. So this is not the good way. So always try to check the formats and share over email. So don't list everything you have ever done. Okay. Also, I have seen in the resume, like people used to mention that to get that job, they used to mention a few bullet points from that job description. So definitely the candidate has to get the job description first, and then they apply for that job. So whenever you get any job description, try to mention or try to go ahead with what you know. Do not mention anything which you are not aware of just for the sake of getting that job you are mentioning. So how it will happen, like when you just, if suppose your resume gets shortlisted and the interviewer called you for face-to-face meeting, that time that interviewer, you are giving that chance to the interviewer to ask you questions which you are not aware of, or which is not in your forte. Okay, so just avoid those things. So your resume should be the thing, and you should be taking that charge that whatever I will mention, whatever I want to say or go ahead with, the interviewer will ask me those kind of questions only. Mentioning unnecessary or listing something which you haven't done, or maybe you should be working more on. So you should not be mentioning these things, because that you will end up with a lot more troubles. So it's always better to avoid all those things. And next is favicons, graphs, pictures. So it's not required in your resume to show any graph that I have this experience. For definitely for experienced persons, they show that I have the skills which is 80%, this skills 70%, this skills 50%. Not required. You have that skill, you speak about that during the interview. So that is much more important, and it will make your CV look very good. Okay. So there's always a saying, looking good is better than good looking. So this actually matters. So we should always make our CV looking good. So that exactly what is needed in our CV. Okay. So next we will move on. What interviewers look for in a resume. Okay, this is also very important. So, okay, so you can see I have mentioned some percentage and some words I also mentioned. So specific keywords, you can see specific keywords, experience level, short and crisp, accomplishments and certifications. So you can see the importance been given to specific keywords. Why? The same, it's because nowadays AI, artificial intelligence, is actually driving everything. So currently the CVs are not checked manually. So ATS is helping the interviewers, or maybe the recruiters or the talent acquisition managers, to shortlist a CV. So what happens is that I mentioned earlier, if for any position, 600 or 700 candidates are applying for any position, then what happens? ATS starts counting, starts checking for the keywords, because it's already programmed. It's already programmed to search for those keywords, or maybe for those kind of positions under which position these keywords are very much important. So we need to look for those keywords first, and we need to mention those keywords in our CV so that when I apply for that CV and the CV passes through the ATS system, the ATS actually captures all those keywords and help me pass that round and get into an interview round. That is very much important. Then comes the experience level. It's for the experienced persons only. So ATS also checks whether for that position, the experience level, what has been mentioned, you are fulfilling that criteria or not. Short and crisp, because it's always important. And though your CV gets like passed from ATS because of the keywords, but your CV is 3 or 4 pages CV, or maybe resume 3 or 4 pages resume, then the interviewer will not show any interest. Oh, this long kind of CV, what I'll check. Okay, leave it. Go to next candidate. So this happens actually. This is the actual scenario I'm like sharing with you all, which happens. Then comes the accomplishments and certifications. It's been given the 9% I have mentioned here, because yes, accomplishments and certifications are very much important, but it's not that important, because for any job openings, the skills and the experience matters, and how you are interested and how much you are interested and showing interest for that job role, that matters. Certifications, I actually think certifications and accomplishments help you from the bottom, but the main work is the keywords, your experience, your eagerness to learn things, your eagerness to work for that profile. So these are very much important, which interviewers look for. Because here, so interviewers what actually look for? Interviewers actually look for things which are very attractive. So if I compare this, interviewers look for with something. So I'll just say it's a kind of your CV. It's a kind of Instagram or maybe Tinder profile. Why I'm saying Tinder profile? Because right? We only spend like max to max 3 or 4 seconds, max to max 3 or 4 seconds on an Instagram profile, maybe on Tinder, and a lot more other apps or softwares. Because if you are not liking any profile, we just swipe out, right? So exactly this portion is the same. If your resume is attracting the interviewer, definitely you are in for the interview. So that's why I've just compared these things, though it's not anything here, but yes. So I just compared with Instagram and Tinder so that you can understand in a better way. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide, which is how to structure your resume. Okay, so here I will just show 2 resumes first, and you just check how it's been prepared. And it's a one is for experienced personnel and one is for freshers also. So you just check, and then I will show some format. So you can differentiate by yourself only. So let's see this one. Okay, see this CV. This resume you can see, right? So this is one format. Skills are mentioned, experience. Just see this format. Are you getting any change? You're seeing any change here or some issues here? Okay, so let me just tell you. See, this CV, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay, but here something is missing. The summary of that person is not mentioned here. Skills, we can mention here. Okay, but you can see the format which has been mentioned. Format, you can see this font and this things, though it's been mentioned on a bullet point. But see, there are font changes. Fonts are 2-3 types of fonts are there. Okay, so that's why it's not looking that much attractive or maybe catchy. You can also see this CV as an example, where you can see it's perfectly been prepared. So professional experience here made. So maybe this is the company name and the location. So the role as a branch manager, this. It's quite looking good. But somehow we can also prepare this in a better way, right? So we can prepare this in a better way. So let me just show you one. So see this, and you can differentiate. So how this part is looking. Is it looking very clean, and the fonts are also kind of similar fonts? Then it's very kind of clean, you can see, right? Only two font colors been used, all those things in a bullet point. So you can see the skills mentioned in a like bullet point, front of sales system, interpreting orders. So this I have prepared for definitely Indian Pharmaceutical Association as an example. So suppose for any B Pharma student, they want to create their CV. So how we can create? So this format I have shared. So like you can see some changes. So the professional summary you can read: skilled pharmacy assistant bringing 1+ years experience in pharmacy and environment, eager to maintain smooth operations and help customers with individual medication needs. Definitely, these are the skills of an pharmacy personnel. Help with doctors writing. So when I say doctors writing, it's about pharmacy professionals. They are kind of professionals who exactly deal with the doctors. They ask doctors, you do this thing. This is the see. This is the medicine you can recommend. So this kind of things. So doctors writing is also a word in pharmacy field. So consistent in prioritizing safety by disposing of outdated medications properly and reporting any issues or unsafe situations. You can see nowhere it's mentioned, I have done this or myself done this. So it's not. It's in a different way it's mentioned. Also, you can see the accomplishments. Supervised the team of 6 staff members. It's nowhere it's mentioned I have supervised. So supervised. It's no doubt it can be gauged that this person already has supervised. So this way we can definitely make our CV or resume in a clean and professional look. Right. So let's go for the next slide. Okay. Now we are actually dealing with a tough situation where people are losing their jobs, and definitely getting a new job is a very tough time. And so in this situation, what we can do, because most of the time we are at our home only. So professionals are work from home. The freshers and students are studying and doing everything from their place only. So what exactly we can do some changes in our resume so that we can say something, we can speak something during our interview, or we can showcase those things in our resume. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so COVID-19 tips for your resume. Okay, so you can see showcase your experience in remote working tools. Okay. So this is definitely for professionals or the experienced personnel. If you are working from home, so you can mention those things in your resume for that company. You can mention that during this time I was work from home, and this way I have helped my organization to grow. I have managed these things from work from home. I have taken decisions remotely. So this will actually add value. This will actually add value to your resume. Okay. So then let's come to the next. Like, focus more on your ability to take important decisions remotely. Okay. So definitely, when we are working from home, there are a lot of challenges we need to face, because for a person who is working from home, that person needs to take care of their family and the work in the same time. Okay. Suppose you are working and there is a doorbell ringing, so you have to attend that as well. Okay, so those things. And when you say important decisions, so important decisions in the sense, any changes or anything, you have taken decisions for the betterment of the organization, or you have led your team to gain something good for the organization, or you have achieved something in the sales part, when it comes for the sales team. So these things you can mention in your resume. Okay. So next comes, make your resume more keyword friendly, clean and crisp. Okay. Because there are a lot of things to mention on your resume, but at the same time we need to be very much like make it clean and shorter as well. So when we say resume, so we have to make it within 2 pages only. And keyword friendly means, keyword friendly definitely will, keyword friendly is equals to ATS, because you need to present your resume in front of ATS, so that ATS allows you to get to the next level for the interview. Then last but not the least is mention about the new learnings during COVID-19 while working remotely. This is for everyone. So we know in COVID-19, we are at home, and we are very much tensed and all. But though we have to go on, we have to keep our work. So we need to keep on learning new things. So these things will actually add values in your resume, because people, or maybe the organization during the interview, they might ask like, what exactly you have done in this COVID-19 period? What things you have learned? What new things you have gained? What new skills you have gained? So start learning new things, because you can find a lot more websites. They're offering free webinars, free certifications they are providing. There are a lot more websites are there, so you can visit them. And next I'll also share a few things, so then you can see where exactly you can visit and you can learn new things, and also you can get certificate for that. So those certification you can mention in under your resume, accomplishments and certifications, and you can speak about that. Okay. So at the bottom you can see job demand, right? Job demand is greater than job supply, right? So what exactly it is? So this is exactly the COVID-19 situation. So after this COVID-19, we are not aware when this thing will be over. We are not sure. Like we are work every day, we are preparing for something new. But this is a new normal we have to cope up with. So now getting a job, getting a new job is very much challenging, because the demand for job is very much higher than the actual jobs in the market, because most of the people has lost their jobs, and this is very much kind of sentimental things. And now, like the jobs in the market, organizations are also trying to move into a remote working to save money. Cost cutting is going on, so we need to think on that perspective. So we need to prepare our CV in that way, so that the recruiter feel, or maybe the manager who is taking your interview, so that person may feel, yes, this is the person which we are actually looking for. So your CV, so your resume should be your product, and you need to sell that product in front of that person. The more qualities you can show to that person, or you can attract that person, and the more chances of getting that job. Okay. So next we'll move on. Next we'll move on to the, so these are the things which is very important while creating any resume. And as I mentioned earlier, that the resume preparation is not a very tough work. It's a very easy work, but you need to focus and you need to be specific on few things. and that's it. Nothing much. There's nothing so hard and fast rule that you have to do this, you have to like create the format in that way only. So there is no such saying or no such certification is there that you have to do your resume in like this way only. It is your product. I always mention resume is your own product and you know that product very well. So you have to present that product in front of that person so that that person buy that product. That's it. So this is your own product. Resume is nothing much about your own product. Okay, it's only about your own product. Okay, now we'll see what are the bonus tips, right? So let's before that, let's just move on to some tips. Before moving to the bonus tips, let's understand, and I'm just sharing some tips which can actually help you. So as I mentioned, during this COVID time, you can check for some learnings or certifications. So I found this websites very good. So you can check, you can visit there, you can apply for any kinds of courses or certifications, and it's totally free of cost. You can definitely, you should be visiting over there, you should learn new things, and that will be very much helpful for you. So first is, okay, so first two websites you can see. So the Madhvi and team will share this link, website link with you here in the chat box. You can save and you can copy this links. So first two links you can see, it's free courses. It's for pharmaceutical students only. I have mentioned this. So you can visit this links. You can definitely check for the free courses, and it will be an added advantage for your resume. You can mention on your resume that yes, I have done this course and I have the certifications. And the third one is, it's a general for everyone. Anyone can visit there for any kind of courses. You can check about your segment and you can look for the online courses available. Next is for person who are pursuing their pharmaceutical, B Pharma, M Pharma, so any one of you. So as a student now, so you can mention in your resume, how you can mention, like you can mention some volunteer things, right? So if you have done, or maybe if you are getting any chance to be involved into these things, so you can mention this kind of sentences in your resume so that it will actually help you to get connect with the recruiters. So befriended patients and relatives who needed extra care. So here you are showing you are very much active in this situation also, and you are very much kind of helpful, because the medical term exactly means care. Exactly means care. So here you are mentioning that how much you are responsible, and with responsibility you are performing this kind of works in this COVID situation. So this way you can mention. You can also mention about speak about your data entry work, because you need to maintain the system as well. You need to do some entry of the medicines, definitely. So this kind of things also you can mention on your resume if you have managed to get this kind of chances to work on. Then comes these things. What you can do. So you can join internships with any companies. You can search in Google or maybe Facebook, maybe LinkedIn. You can search and you can join the internships. What will happen? You can mention this internship as a kind of experience which you have gained, or maybe the learning which you have gained, and this will be your added advantage in your resume. You can participate on online games and learning sessions as well, because nowadays most of the things are coming online. So you can definitely visit there and participate. And obviously webinars are also the part where you can learn a lot more things. But I will suggest you should join internships where you can work from home only, because most of the companies are offering work from home internships. So it will be an added advantage because you'll be getting certificates, you'll be getting letter of recommendations and other things. It will vary from companies to companies. So it will be an added advantage for you. Okay, now the time has come to share those things. What is the surprise thing is there? Okay, so let's move. Okay, right. So surprises, you can see live diary and ebook. Okay, so what is live diary? So surprise tip is you always maintain a small diary. Okay, where you should start mentioning or keep noting things which you are performing, which you are doing. So what happens? Suppose you have attended a session yesterday, and you have completed that session and all, and after 1 month you forgot that you have done some session into that, and relating to that session you are getting some job opening and you forgot to mention in your resume. So it's always better to keep a track of everything. You mention everything on a daily basis or maybe weekly basis. It's all up to you. You start maintaining a diary. You just jot down everything. So it will help you while preparing your resume. Because it will be handy with you. No, you do not have to think about, okay, what should I mention here? What shall I do? Or how should I mention these things here? So it will be handy for you. And the second thing is the ebook. So this is the ebook. You can see how to craft resume, find your dream job. Okay, so this is the ebook which I will share with you all. Okay, where you can find a detailed version of how to prepare your resume, what all things you need to keep in mind. Because during a webinar session, it's not like it's not possible to cover everything, but here, yes, in this ebook you can find every details that will help you to prepare your resume. So I'll share you by end of the day today or maybe by tomorrow, and we'll get this ebook, and this ebook will help you to learn a lot more things. Okay, so that's it. That's from my side.
So thank you so much, sir, for such an informative session. And now I'd like all the participants to begin with the doubt session. Anybody having any doubts can freely ask. One by one, raise your hands on your screen, or else you can just unmute yourself one by one and ask your doubts.
So,
Yes, hello.
yeah, so Ritika here. I had this doubt that our experiences in experiences in such organizations, do we mention that as well in chronological order where you mentioned the internship can be specified there? Or
Okay, so
that,
yes, continue.
yeah, that's it, sir. Like, where we mention education, internship, and other experiences, are we supposed to write those as well here?
Okay, so as I mentioned, for freshers who are freshers, you can definitely mention your internship, okay, because that is a thing where you have learned a lot. It's kind of on-the-job training. So while working, you have learned things. So that is very much important for your resume. And for experienced personnel, they can mention their primary or the first experience, means the current experience that person can mention, and below that they can mention the internship.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So any more query?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Shruti this side. Actually, I had a doubt. If I do certification courses not related to my field, so should I mention them also?
So it is always said, and it's always better to mention the certifications which are actually relating to your profile or maybe the subject which you are working for. But otherwise, if you're a fresher, so you can mention that. But when you start gaining the experience, maybe for more than 1 year or 2 years, that time you can skip.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Sheikh Alia here.
Hi.
Could you give us an insight regarding interview skills?
Okay. So in this session, because the interview skills will take a lot more time. So yes, so it will take some time. So interview skills, basically, I'll just give you a brief about interview skills. So in interview skills, there are two things. Previously, what was followed? Previously, it's a very common questions that recruiters used to ask, or maybe talent acquisition managers used to ask, like, tell me something about yourself. That is the first question every interviewer start asking to a candidate. Then comes like, okay, tell me something about your experiences. Maybe for freshers, it can come. Tell me something about the things which you have learned in your internships. So this kind of things are very common. But when you go when you apply for any position in an MNC or maybe a big organization, so you can expect questions to be BEI based. What is BEI? It's a behavioral event interviewing, okay, which is exactly the trend right now. Why from simple questions to BEI? Why the trend is shifted? Because it doesn't matter like for me, if I take my example. So if I'm the interviewer, I'll not ask you, okay, tell me something about yourself, interesting thing about yourself. I'll not ask. So what I'll ask, okay, I have seen your CV or resume. So if you can like take me through about your experience and the internship area, what you have learned there. So this I'll ask, and then I'll ask, give me a scenario. Okay, so what is behavior? So I'm trying to understand how you have reacted in that situation. For me, it is very much important rather understanding what you will do or what you have mentioned in your resume. For me as a representative from my organization, it's very important for me to understand how will you react in this kind of situations, or maybe you have reacted already in this kind of situation. So suppose you were working for any organization who is into travel and visa. Okay. So I'll ask, okay, so you know this COVID-19 situation has actually drastically changed few things, like a lot more things. So how have you reacted in this kind of situations? Or maybe if you're from operations background, I'll ask, okay, tell me a scenario where during handling of cash, there was a cash shortage, and that time you are not able to calculate or manage that total cash which been mentioned in the system, but the cash which is available with you there is a shortage. How did you manage that situation? So I'll ask this kind of questions. So this is called behavioral event interviewing. So we can conduct a session on interview skills or interview session. So we can discuss on a lot more things.
Good evening, sir. Narayani this side. I wanted to ask you, like, while mentioning our skills, should we we should mention a hard skills first and then the soft skills, right?
Yes, yes, yes. You can. You can.
Hello,
Hello.
sir. Shivraj here.
Hi, Shivash.
Sir, you told about online internships, so I wanted to know where we can do these online internships.
Okay, so you can search because LinkedIn is the very is the perfect medium actually. LinkedIn is the perfect medium. You can check out the LinkedIn, or maybe you can check out the groups in LinkedIn and Facebook as well. You can search for the internships groups or maybe the organization looking for internships. So you can check over there. And also, like for me at Inbox Karo, we are also providing internships. So you can check our page as well. So there is to post for internship positions. And if you need any help or support for searching those internships, you can connect. You can connect on LinkedIn.
So I had one more question. Like you mentioned about mentioning keywords in a resume. So like,
Yes.
could you suggest some words that will build us, help us build the resume in a more effective manner?
Okay. So like you can mention as a communication skill. It's for a fresher. So communication skill is a keyword. Then you can mention like Microsoft PowerPoint, MS Office. You can mention as a skill. Then you can mention point of sale system, like it's for a sales personnel. For HR personnel, you can mention like HRMS or the tools name HRMS maybe. Then you can mention like training and development, recruitment. For marketing, you can mention digital marketing. And for pharmacy, I have already shared over here. For pharmacy, you can mention skills. So for pharmacy students, you can mention as a point of sales, then data entry, medicines. So all these kind of keywords. So the words which are important for that position or maybe that kind of role. So medicine, then point of sales, all these are related to your pharmacy thing. HRMS, ITS, then ATS, all these things related to your HR thing. Then for marketing, it's digital marketing, maybe then word of mouth. So all these words are related to marketing. So you have to search for this kind of keywords.
And sir, I've also heard that while interviewing, a lot of interviews ask us our weaknesses as well. But like, should we mention our weaknesses in a resume or not?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So remember, I have mentioned your resume is your product, right? So never give any chance to any recruiter to ask you questions where you can't answer. So try to prepare a resume in such a way so which will be under your control. So whenever recruiter will ask any question, you will answer things which you want to give. So keep it in that way. So never mention any weakness or something on your resume.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Rishali here.
Hi, Charlie.
Sir, I wanted to ask what are the ideal colors? As you told us that we can use colors in our resume, like not too much, but a little bit. So, what are the ideal colors we can like put on our resumes?
Okay, so ideal colors, it's always better to have one color which is black. Always better. One is black, and with that black, any matching color. The color which I have used in that resume, it's a light green. You can also use a bit yellowish kind of dark yellow kind of color with black. Never use red with black, but instead of red, you can use a blue, maybe ocean blue, or maybe yellow, or a light kind of orangish yellow color is also there. Then green color is also there. You can use this kind of colors.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So while talking about resumes, so like we've also heard that video resume is also a very attractive way of presenting ourselves. So like for a very formal job opportunity or a interview or something, so will they prefer a video resume or a normal resume be present?
Okay. So yes, so video resumes are also there, but video resumes are mostly or you can say used to kind of resume for international positions. Okay, in India, we are more preferably using the normal resume, like the resumes which we have discussed today. But yes, nowadays MNCs are also coming up with video resumes, and definitely after COVID-19, we can expect organization to look for more video resumes, because in video resumes they can actually see that person, how that person is presenting himself or herself. So yes, side by side you can also prepare a video resume, and the criteria will be same criteria. Only difference is you have to be in front of a camera. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
so as a recruiter, what will you see or observe the very first thing in a resume?
Okay. For any resume, frankly speaking, earlier I used to, when I was a recruiter, so that time I used to check resumes manually. So it depends on a position to position. So suppose if the position is for entry level, or the position which is very much customer facing. So we need to keep few things in mind. We need to first check, we need to definitely check first thing how the person has written the resume. Okay, any mistakes are there or not, and one or two things like whether that person is associated with any associations or have done any certifications where any professional courses, like maybe anyone has done some anchoring course, or maybe from Frankfurt they have done any course like that, which is a professional kind. So we used to give preferences first to those candidates, but that doesn't mean we used to select that candidate, because after one-on-one interview only we need to check whether the person can speak well, or whether the person will be able to fulfill the criteria which we are looking for, and then only we used to go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, sir, New Year. I wanted to ask if you have done a project 5th year. So where should you mention that?
Okay, so any internships you have done?
No, I'm asking about the projects. Like if I've done a project, clinically based project in 5th year, so where should I mention that on my resume?
Okay, so you're a fresher, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you are a fresher, you can mention your project under your internship. If you have done internship first and then you are submitting the project, so you can mention internship and then project. So, but before that, education will come. Education, your internship, and then project.
Actually, in our field, the project is like sort of a work of a thesis type.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely you
so
can mention.
that we mentioned.
Yes, and you can mention one heading called projects. So under that projects, you can mention the projects you have handled. But that projects will come under education only. not before education. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any more questions?
Hi.
I guess someone is trying to connect. Let's wait
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys?
Okay, good enough. Thank you so much, sir. I would like Ritika to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving your time and also guiding us for a proper resume and giving us all the insight and all the detailing about it. And I would also like to thank the team IPSF for conducting this session. Also, lastly, I would like to thank the participants for attending the session. And I hope that this session was really helpful and will try bring up such sessions again. And like Avi sir suggested us, we'll try bringing up the next session regarding interview skills as well. So thank you so much, sir.
Okay, I would request all the participants and sir to give a nice broad smile so that we can take a good picture.
Sure.
Everyone, please turn on your camera. Okay, Brushali, are we done?